Hey everyone, greetings to all. Welcome back to the series of Accelerating Sales with Sales Engagement. And in this session, we'll be going through the email templates in sales engagement, how we can create and configure the email templates in sales engagement. So, quick introduction about myself. I am Lakhan and I am Salesforce Marketing Champion and Forum Ambassador. I am 10x Salesforce certified with over 7+ years of experience in Salesforce. So, talking about email templates in sales engagement, and we will see how we can configure the email templates, and we will study about why it is necessary to configure the email template and what will be the use of email template once we configure it in the sales engagement. So let's understand first why we are creating the email template. So emails in sales engagement. So this is essential for the sales rep to reach out to the leads or prospects, set up an engagement with them, and setting up the events or meetings with them. And based on that, they can convert the leads. So let's say an example where the process or business process for company to reach out the prospectus, they first send a email, and then based on the response of email, they set up the meeting, or they have rest of the other business logic we have. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to set up a flow for this, so that sales rep should send first an email, and then it will create a task for setting up a meeting. So this should be the process for all the leads. So here first step is we have to create the email template. Now let's see how we can create the email template. So I'm going to the Salesforce. Now, first of all, after get email is getting created, how we can add it into the cadence, I'll just show it to you first so that we will understand why we are creating an email. So if at all I will create a cadence in future after my email template is done, I will be able to see all of my email templates here, whatever I will be creating. So that's the reason first we are creating email template and then make it publish, so that in the next session when we will create cadence, we can configure that email template with the cadence. So that is the reason we are creating an email template. In order to create an email template, I'll go to the sales engagement app. From here, I can select the email templates. So for now, I'm creating one folder. Let's say, it's a email one call for invitation series. Okay. And in this, I'll be adding all my email templates, which I'll be creating. Now, in order to create a new email template, I'll click on new email template, and I will just give any name. So this is a welcome email. And in order to store it in a folder, I will select this, and this is the folder which I created. And I'll simply click on save. And I will just give a subject line, whatever I wanted to give it, and simply click on save. Now, once this email record is created, or email template record is created, we have an option here to edit in Builder. Now, what does this do is it's a drag and drop feature in Salesforce, which will allow us to create and configure the email template. Now, in the left hand side, there are lots of components. Let's say button, HTML, image, and rich text. So button as a name itself indicate that this is used to showcase the button on an email template. So for example, if we want to add a subscribe button in the email, which will eventually subscribe their content. So that will be helpful and can be done with the help of button. HTML, as a name itself indicates, this is pretty simple, and when we drag and drop this, it will allow user to put some HTML script, whatever they wanted to do. And next is image. If we drag and drop this, then this will allow user to upload the image. And rich text is again just a text or adding any paragraphs or headers in the rich text when we drag and drop this. We have an option to set a layout as well. This is similar to the layout which we add in page layouts in the Salesforce CRM. And if we drag and drop, it will help us to create the section. For example, if we want to create one column section or two column section, stuff like that can be done from this thing. And the last one is video. So this is important to add a video in the email template. Now, let's take an example of this. We are adding a rich text here. And in the right hand side, you should be able to add some text here. Let's say I'm saying, hello, dear. Thank you for reaching out. And you can add any of the other things here as well. It's a pretty simple editor, and we have an option here to select a format or font or size as well, if at all we want. And there is an option for bold and italics as well, underline, and we can select the colors as well. We can add hyperlinks, and we can add images as well from here, and a couple of other formatting options are also available. Here in the top you have styling as well, where you can add the margins, top, right, bottom, left, whatever margin or spacing that you wanted to add here. We have an option to add a merge field as well. If I click on merge field, it will give me an option to add a merge field as well. Let's say I want to add first name or last name of this. So if I click on this, then merge field will be added. Let's say if we want something like hi first name. So in that cases, we can use the merge field, and we can do sizing and everything from here. Now, this will be the body of my email template. If I drag and drop the button, so this is a button, and we can give any button name, let's say subscribe, and this will, give the link as well, whatever link that you wanted to give here. I have to add a valid URL. I think it should be in the format of www, or if not, then let's try to copy it. Okay, I think it accepts with HTTPS format only. So in this way, we can add a button as well. And similarly, we have a style option for button as well. We can add font family, size. We can add a color, make it bold. We can set the button colors from here. We can set the width from here. Size and positioning as well is also possible based on the margin, whether you want left aligned, right aligned, center aligned, or if you want any specific distance from left and right, you can do that. And next is an image option. Let's say if I want to add any image here, we can add a image, and it come from Salesforce CMS or files. So you can add the image as well. And we have an option of HTML as well. So if at all you want to use the HTML, let's say you have some complex scripting or everything, you can come here and add your HTML syntax as well. So I will just try to see if we can add basic HTML. Let's say this is HTML. So yeah, I think it's working. We can similarly add the HTML, and let's say if we want to add some sections. Let's say I want something to be visible here in first section and then in other sections. We can do that. We have an option to set the width as well for section 1 and 2, and we can configure here whatever number of sections that you want, and it divide each section by 12. So let's say we can give a different spacing for each section as well based on whatever we want. And further within each section we can add whatever component that are needed in order to configure all the sections. Let's say I want a couple of buttons here in each section. Then in that case we can add button, or we can add different rich text in each of these sections based on the way we wanted to configure it. And last one is video. In this video, you can give simply any destination URL, whether it could be a YouTube or any other video that you wanted to give. And this will be helpful for end user to see a video as well into the email template. So this is how we can configure the email template. And after configuring this email template, we just have simply click on save button. And once this is saved, your email template will be saved in the sales engagement. And we will see quickly now how it is, whether it is showing an option or not when we click on, when we create the cadence. So now if I go back to the cadence, and if I click on new cadence, I'll just click on manual email for now. This is just to check whether our email is showing or not. So this is the email, welcome email, which I just created. And whenever I will configure my cadence, I have to select this email template in order to use that email template, so that my sales rep can use this email template when they will add the records in a cadence. So nothing to worry about cadence for now. We will be seeing this in the next session in the detail. So this was all about how we can create the email template. Now, one note for this is whenever we create the email template, we have to give the folder access for the users. Otherwise, users will get the error. So in order to give the folder access, you have to go here and give the share access of this folder. In order to share the access of folder to any user, we can select the names of user here, or if you want you can select public groups as well, or we have a couple of other options. And in order to give them the access, you have view, edit and manage access, and this will ensure that the users or sales rep have the access of this email template so that they can configure it within the cadence. So this is how we can create the email templates in the account engagement. Now let's look at the key features and how it works. The automated emails which are sent through Salesforce, they have a daily org limit of 5,000 emails, and this can be, increased or decreased based on the org type or licensing that they have. And in order to increase this limit, they have to reach out to Salesforce support. The emails can send through, Outlook, Gmail, whatever way of email communication which they have configured in a system. And reps with the complete sales engagement permission can send up to 1000 emails a day. Reps with sales engagement basic permission can send up to 100 automated emails in a day. So when we configure the cadence, it will give us an option to send either manual email or automated email. So that's the difference between here. And the list emails doesn't count towards this limit. And email templates used in a cadence must be accessible by sales rep. Store them in a public folder, or if at all you are creating any new folder, then you have to make sure user should have access to the email folder which you have created. And if an email is scheduled from a cadence and contact is either removed from the cadence or moved to another cadence, then scheduled email couldn't send it. The cadence tab returns to active state. The draft email is deleted and no longer appears to be scheduled email component. So this is regarding the scheduling of email. If at all it is scheduled and we have removed the record from cadence, then it won't send an email to the record. We will see this in the upcoming sessions when we are done with the cadences and when we are done with sending the email via cadences. At that point in time, we will understand this topic. When scheduling an email to send later, use a classic email template, a lightning email template, or email template builder. So we can use any of this feature. In this session, we have covered the email template builder, but we can use classic email template or lightning email template as well. So these were the couple of key features regarding the email template, which are essential to know while working on the sales engagement. Let's see the resources to learn this thing. So as I always prefer implementation guide for the implementation and to understand all the features and limitations. And next one is the help article for using the email template builder. And it has all the features like how we can drag and drop the things and create the email template. So this is essential for learning about the email templates. Thank you for being a kind listener and thank you so much for joining this session, and we'll see you again in the next session. Cheers. Thanks.